Hey, I'm Henry, and guess what I just bought? It's this new game, Kitten Pedder 3D, for the Nintendo 3D system. Gotta play it, see what it's all about. Smells like PG to PG-13 rating. No chance of M, especially with a title like Kitten Pedder 3D.
1 hour later.
What the was that false advertising? Whenever talking about video games, there always seems to be a huge part of the game left out of the conversation: the game's title. This small collection of words is supposed to encapsulate the entire game and its feel and its mood. Sometimes games can do this to great effect, and sometimes they're God of War PS4. Yeah, I don't exactly like how God of War PS4 was named. Sure, it features the same main character, Kratos, but it's such a different game thematically than the games that came before it. And yeah, it's a remake, but this doesn't exactly feel like this. Personally, I wouldn't have named this game God of War. Instead, I think a better name would have been Father and Son, because of the focus on Kratos and his son. Now, would this have netted as many sales for the game? No! But I still feel that Father and Son fits the game thematically better than the name God of War. Now, a game that I do think was named well was The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. The main focus of Breath of the Wild is the world, and the title definitely tells you that. It focuses on the world with that wild in the title. It's such a nice game name. Nintendo always does a good job when naming their games. They seem to know just what a game needs to be called. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? Look at how ultimate it is. Mario Odyssey? Look at the great Odyssey Mario goes on. Star Fox Zero? Look at all the 0 out of 10 ratings. Now, you can't just talk about game titles without talking about the title a reboot would get. Now, the majority of reboots will just get the same title as the original game of the series. Now, while this is perfectly acceptable, it's also mega dumb. Let me ask you a question. What do you call this game? Do you call it Doom? Makes sense. It was the original one, and that's what it's called. Okay, second question. What do you call this game? Do you call it Doom? Well, you can't, because there's already a game called Doom in the series. So do you call it Doom 2016? Well, that's technically not its actual name. So can you call it that? Do you see what I mean by saying reboot titles are stupid? Either you call it by the actual name and make things confusing, or you call it by an unofficial title like Doom 2016 and God of War PS4. It's dumb. You know what I really love in video game re-releases? Lying. Yeah, shockingly, just adding the word deluxe to your game doesn't actually make it deluxe. Take New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, for example. Not only does this title give me a brain hemorrhage, but it's just not true. Both deluxe and non-deluxe versions look identical. The only real difference between the two is the inclusion of the new Super Luigi U DLC in the re-release. And they're not even in HD anymore, so what's the point? Now, this isn't to say that all deluxe editions aren't deluxe, but the vast majority are just a re-release of the same game. It's like HD re-releases. Sometimes they aren't even in HD, like Okami HD for Nintendo Switch, a console that can only put out to 1080p. That's not HD. Now, in the end, I am totally aware that this is a ridiculous point to criticize, because either it's just my own opinion or nothing will come of it, because a name like Father and Son, it won't net as many sales as God of War. But it's still an interesting topic to look into, why a game was named one way. And hey, it's not like the title has any effect over the quality of the game, so it's not a major deal gameplay-wise, more so it's just an interesting discussion point. Well, that was a nice video, I guess, but I gotta go clean myself up now. Too bad it's not a spooky themed day.